to swing on the stools with me?
Yep.
Hey guys, welcome back. I almost said your intro to your.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Stacie D and the Yeti. Right, we nailed it. We're having a lot of fun filming out here because apparently we can't keep our crap straight. But listen, today we want to talk about probably the grossest story you'll ever hear.
It's the story about how we got engaged.
So we were thinking about this content and what to share with people on this channel. And, you know, what we were talking about in the very beginning is like our love story, getting this crap on film. So we wanted to take you all the way back to the beginning. Well, maybe not the beginning, but it was like soon after the beginning. And we got engaged and we've been married for 17 years.
Well, what do you call the beginning? You said soon after the beginning. Does that mean like we met and then we got engaged?
The beginning was like the heavens and the earth, and it was the whole thing.
Oh, and then it was so soon
yes.
after that.
Yes. So this idea of us, you know, that light, I don't know what's going on. It's coming on and off. But, you know, this idea of our story and what happened, you know, it's just so gross. I mean, no one would believe it if it wasn't us, you know, and that's kind of the theme of our life, right? So do you want to tell them, when did we get engaged?
We got engaged the day after I graduated high school.
The day after she graduated high school. How old were you?
I was 18.
18.
I almost said 19, but no, I hadn't turned 19 yet. So yeah. So I apologize also for this light. This light's crazy. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it just gets brighter and dimmer. But we can't control it.
Right. So this guy had been out of school already for one whole year. So he graduated a year before I did. And then...
Because I'm wicked smart.
Are you trying to...
Or I was just enrolled sooner.
That wasn't it either.
Yeah, or it's because you did kindergarten twice.
Maybe that was it, but we don't have to go. We don't have to go into that.
So this boo thing here, I loved her, and I knew that I loved her, and I'm gonna give his side, you know, side of the story. She can give her side, but it's kind of like Twilight and Midnight Sun, right? We'll give it from
both perspectives.
See, look at her now. She's all excited and fired up. So I'll give my perspective first. Or no, you give yours first.
Well, mine's been so little.
Because life was just happening. You want to take it back to when we got promise rings.
Yeah.
Do you even remember these kind of dates?
I don't remember the dates, no. But I remember
fall. It
was fall of 2002. Yeah. It was fall of 2002, and yes, it was.
No, it was fall.
Oh, 2001. I graduated in 2002. I'm sorry, just kidding. JK, I was thinking I graduated in 2003.
Do you know how I knew it was then? We got promise rings in the fall of 2001, and I'll tell you how I know why.
How do you?
Because I always said I was only going to tell one woman that I loved her, and I knew that'd be the woman I was going to marry, and I told this broad that I loved her on 11/7/01. That's right. Fellas, I'm setting the bar for you. I remember when I first told her I loved her.
I never remember. And then we got promise rings. And the promise was that we loved each other. And that we wanted to get married. And we were just too young. I was still in high school. And I wasn't allowed to get married when I was in high school.
Turns out her parents frowned on that.
A little. So, yeah. So then we got promise rings. We went to this little bitty store in a neighboring hometown. Are we up to saying town names, or should we not say town names?
I don't care.
So it's a little town, Yellow Springs. If you're ever
actually Dave Chappelle's hometown.
I don't know if he
comedian Dave Chappelle.
I don't know if he broadcasts that.
He does broadcast.
Does he?
He's
I don't know. It was a secret for a long time.
It's not.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So we went there, and it's this really cool, unique little town that sells really awesome. I don't want to say hippie town, but that's really what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
So they have like
tattoos, piercings, you know, pot smoking paraphernalia, and
a lot of vegan restaurants.
A lot of tie dye.
A lot of tie dye.
Great feel though. The town is a great feel.
It's a happy place. So we went to this little town, or this little store, and they had like a little box of rings, and we picked out two that. Oh, they didn't match at first, did they?
They didn't match at first.
No, and we got those. No, they did match. No, they didn't.
They did match. Because I got an engagement ring later.
they did match. And so what they were was they were spinner rings. So they were silver, and then they had little crosses on them, and the center part, the crosses spun. And mine never spun. His spun. Mine was supposed to, but it didn't.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. And so then we wore those up until the day that you proposed.
Yes.
So that was cool.
And then that was cool because I got a new ring. It was from the same shop. It was just a big, more of a Celtic knot.
And that one broke. You broke it.
And
That's what I was thinking.
It was wider because my wedding band was going to be wider, so we were prepping for that. And if she got a pretty ring, so did I.
Right.
So from my perspective, this thing was a huge setup, right? Because all I ever wanted to be was a husband and a dad. So I knew that it didn't matter what I did in life. I wanted to be a husband, and I wanted to be a dad. And now we have three. Let's just call them teenagers. 3 teenagers. They're pretty much, and we're pretty much friends. So we have these kids now. So the way this happened was in fall of 01, I knew I loved her. So I told her that I loved her. I looked deep into her eyes. I mean, it was like into her soul.
There's a story behind that too. That could be for a different video.
So I looked deep into her eyes and I told her, I said, man, bro, I love you. No, it wasn't like that. It was really Oshie and gushy, and it was like, I love you so much.
Oh, the look you have on your face.
It's just going to get butterflies, tingles. So that was 11/7/01, right? So what happened after that was we went out to this place. I can't even remember what I think it was called Pangea, right? Shout out, they don't pay us. But anyway, we got these rings, these spinner rings.
Pangea.
And because I've got a memory like an elephant on some things. So we got these rings, and then Christmas time came around. So I'm working full time, and she's in school full time as a high school student. And we're walking through the mall, the same mall where we met, which is extra gross story. So we went to this Osterman's jeweler, and we started looking at bridal sets. And she started looking at bridal sets, and she says, "Ooh, I absolutely love this one." And went through this whole thing. And you know what? The next day, she was at school, and I went to the mall, and I put that bridal set on layaway. And so I have been making payments on it while she's finishing up her wintertime and springtime. And I couldn't wait anymore. And I took her dad to the mall with me. And I said, "Hey, I want to take you to the mall to do man stuff," which is well, I don't know. I wasn't much of a man then. I was man sized, but your dad knew something was up. And so we were walking around, and I said, "Listen," we went in the store over near Osterman's, and I said, "Listen," I said, I went through this whole spiel. I told him, I said, "I'd like to ask her to marry me, to be my wife." And so anyway, we had a whole conversation about that. He said I'd be a welcome addition to the family, and he just asked me to wait to propose, which I didn't do, and I'm still here. So, so the day came, and she graduated high school, and everything was cool. That was a Saturday, right? And so you graduated on a Saturday. So the next morning, we're at church, and we're going to church with my family, a whole bunch of extended family, a place that we've been going for a long time, and I could not keep it together, man. I was in and out of the sanctuary. I mean, I was going to the bathroom. I had the BGs really bad. I had the bubble guts. I was all messed up. I was sweating. I couldn't even focus. Like, I was way messed up. And this whole time, she's like, "What's friggin' wrong with this guy?"
I had no idea. I had no idea.
She had no clue, but here I was about to propose to what I assumed and hoped was going to be my wife forever. And I could not keep my crap together, literally. And so we got through the whole church service, and we had aunts and uncles and stuff. People went back to my parents' house, and it was no big deal. It was casual. I was kind of jacked up. I think I even took a shower. Like, I was sweating so much.
You might have. I remember that. Oh, sorry.
And I was changing clothes.
I'll say my story in a second.
But I was changing clothes, and I came out, and right there on film, I took a knee on my parents' front porch, and I asked her if she would marry me. And it was amazing because she said yes. And it didn't even take her any time at all. Lickety split. She said yes. And then she was so excited, and we got it on film again, going over to her parents. And she was all excited about being engaged. And then her parents, they were excited, I think. Pretty excited. I think they were shocked. They weren't surprised. I don't know how excited they were. But I did not wait like her dad asked me to. So that was like strike 1 or 2 or 3. But it was a pretty interesting thing, man. But like being engaged was the most exciting thing for me, outside of getting a new pretty ring myself. But I knew that we were taking that step into our forever, and so I think that that's our story. I think that it's one that's amazing, and 14 years later, we ended up getting matching ring tattoos. If you guys ever see us tat splat, because we used to ring clink, clink, but now we just tat splat. So now here we are, more than 17 years later, still fairly in love.
What?
Madly in love. More
Madly in
jokes,
love.
more sarcasm, more amazingness than ever with the kids and the dogs and the big nomads and traveling and things. And did I sum up the story pretty well?
You did. You did a good job. Yeah. So, from my recollection, I had no idea anything was going down or happening or anything at all. And I knew that we had looked at engagement rings one time, and we talked often about what it would be like to be married and all this ishy gushies. And I don't know if
the feels.
And I don't know if I ever told you this, but I regularly had dreams that he proposed, but got me a really awful ring, like huge, like a kind that I would never have ever wanted ever, and then I was gonna have to love it forever, regardless, because this is the ring that he gave me. So
She probably told me that, and that's why I took her to pick out the one, so I knew.
Yeah, I'm talking like, and now no offense to anyone that has these rings, but like where the stone is so big, but the gold band is really big too, and it looks like maybe something that our grandmas might have, like just huge.
What she means
Anywho.
is classy and classic. Whoa!
Yeah.
There we go.
Our light went out.
Now it's super bright.
And anywho, so then when he proposed, of course I was going to say yes. Like that wasn't even a thought or a question. I didn't know that my dad had asked him to wait. I don't think at this point.
Would you have said anything different?
No, I was too in love. It didn't matter. I mean, I know, right? But Daddy, I love him.
Doggone right.
Yeah, because the idea was I couldn't wait to start a life together. So it didn't matter at what point we got engaged or got married, because my life trajectory?
Yep.
Trajectory?
English is hard. Trajectory.
Yes, that one was going to be the same. I just wanted to do it with him. And it was. I mean, I still went to college. I only left college because I decided I didn't want to major in whatever it was that I was majoring in. We were just so happy. It was just a happy time. And then when we went back to my parents, I know the only thing my mom said, after obviously being really happy for us and congratulating us and all that, was that she just wanted to be there to see it. So that was, I get that. So, there's that.
But if I'd have told them, it'd have been a dead giveaway. And I didn't even know if I knew.
What do you mean you don't know if you knew?
Because I already had the ring.
You had a plan.
Did I have a plan?
You had a plan and you couldn't do it because you were too nervous. That's why you did it out of nowhere, like that day.
I don't remember the plan.
It was some elaborate plan, but he was too nervous, which shocked me. I'm like, what were you nervous about? Obviously, I was going to say yes.
So I had the ring for weeks, if not months, because I paid that thing off, and I had it in the headboard of my bed, and I had that the whole time. And I maybe I did have a plan, and I just couldn't do it. I
could have stumbled upon that at any point.
Yeah, I don't know what you were doing in my bed. But, guys, we want to thank you guys for stopping in here for our story. A little bit about our engagement, and we like sharing our life, hopefully encouraging other people, young lovers, keeping it real, keeping it classy. And, love wins, man, and love lasts. Real love, it's not lust, it's not infatuation, it's real friggin' love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So, live hard and love harder?
I guess. You want to swing on the stools with me?
Yep.